Mission 2, Northbound by Night. Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to another episode of Dust Games Train Mods 2. Back on the Isle of Wight, back on the Island line, and today, taking a service northbound over to Ryde Pier Head. So starting down in Shanklin, where we left off last time, riding the 8 stops all the way to Ryde Pier Head. Potentially see that train passing by as well, see how that goes as well in terms of timing. Otherwise, yeah, into the cab and get ready to go. So, seats down, sit in the engineer's seats, master key on and on, reverse the key on and in forward position 1, unlock the doors, do the guard's job as well, and let's set everything up for our journey today. So, first things first, we'll turn on the instrument lights. No cab lights, headlights active. We'll also turn on the passenger lights, pressing Ctrl L. So again, the passenger lights is an option that's done by the guard at the back of the train, but on this occasion, we shall turn on ourselves. So, passengers just boarding now, and as soon as we're ready to depart, we shall go. Make sure the handbrake's off as well, which it should be, yes it is. Switch is active. Yeah, nothing for us to really worry about today. It should be a more than smooth journey, I think. Right, let's get ready to depart. Lock doors. Flick the switch. And let us now go. So brakes off. There you go, I'm putting no power into train right now. This is all just rolling downhill at this stage. So the power to full series, and now we should get some more movement in. So next station is Lake. Following Lake, go to Sandown, then it's Brading, Small Junction, Right and Johns Road, Ryde Esplanade, and finally Ryde Pier Head. Increase the trap to 4 parallel. So once we get around 25 miles per hour, it's a bit of a jolt, a bit of a jump. Basically, that's the full power set coming to the train, and therefore it kind of jumps the motors. There you go, jumps the motors, increases acceleration, and therefore allows you to increase speed a little bit quicker than if you're doing it on your own. It's a fun train, this the 483 to 38 stock. A lot of fun to operate, a lot of fun to drive. Does take a little bit of practice once you get in there. It's more than simple, really. Bring back the master controller, bring it off, and then sounds the whistle once we pass the whistle board. Riding local number 10 today, 010. Again, one of the 4 locos that found their way to the island line, which shall operate to the site. Perfect. Unlock rights. And so as you can see, it's an evening run today in the island line. Got a little bit of sunset to our south west. A few passengers on the platform today. Not expecting too many on board today. And yeah, it just should be an overall relaxed evening this. So I'll let passengers board, and then we shall depart for our next station of Sandown, where again we'll see if we do pass the other train there or not. Really comes down to the scheduling here. It's either here, or it's either at Sandown or either at Rice and John's Road, where there are the two passing loops on this line. So it's either one or the other, where you'll pass to a train if it's in operation. Right, lock doors. Press the button, and let's get going. Brakes off, throttle full. It's quite interesting actually, the history of the island line if you look into it. I mean, as I say, it used to be a full line that spread across the entirety of the island, not just the small eastern sector of it. You go much further than Shanklin as well. You just go all the way across to the southwest. Also got the steam railway, which again form past the island line, and yeah, a lot that goes behind it. Also runs the old Underground stock, and it's also not the only former underground stock running line as well on the entire set of the South English Islands. If you ever head to the Orkney Islands line, that one too has a former underground stock. That was the one that has the 1958 stock, I believe. Although that one no longer runs its own power, so their heritage line is diesel hauls. No third rails, no electric power, it's diesel hauls. You have a diesel locomotive pulling the 58 stocks, which is well, it's a line I want to visit at some point. I do want to visit the Orkney Islands at some point in the future to give it a go, but we'll see how the plans go really. But Islands I've got planned for, Orkney Islands I've got planned for. Two places I'd very much like to visit in the not too distant future. Otherwise, the island line was always a mixed passenger and freight line, while the Orkney Islands was always a freight line. Saw some passenger usage, but very rarely, very little of it. And now as its heritage line, now solely operates as a passenger one. I mean, the whole line is about a mile in length, even back when it was fully operational. It's a mile length of track from the ports to the main inland, and therefore allow people to move produce up and down the island. I mean, these days you wouldn't think that such small islands would even need a railway, but back then this was the norm. Right, so signal's red. Let's have a look at the map. Let's see, are we expecting a loco? Ah, yes, actually we are. So that'll take a couple of minutes to get to it. While we wait, let's go explore the platform here at Shanklin. So we've got a Polaroid. Take a photo of the train there. You see it's just a platform. I think there's a map as well for me to discover. No, but there are ice creams. Ooh, taking 2 ice creams, not just one. Obviously must be feeling peckish today. Let's head underneath. Oh yeah, there's a map. There we go. And again, just the attention to detail down here as well. It's truly amazing what route games have pulled off here. For the first third-party routes, it's a good start. It's a very strong start indeed. An aircraft somewhere. Perhaps an approach coming into Brighton or Bristol. Not Bristol, sorry. Brighton or Southampton. Doors, we'll do that in a couple of moments. Look from the guards panel, and essentially, there, you can now see the train slowly coming to view there, so close the doors. We'll head back to the cab. And we're really just waiting for the signal now to turn from red to green. So I'll go with the free cam, stick ourselves in a position where we can see our train as well as the signal. And hopefully as soon as the other train arrives, we'll be able to pass that. And yes, down to 50 miles per hour here, so I've got to be very wary of the speed limits. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, back down to the single line track again. As soon as we clear that, speed goes up to 45 miles per hour. Next station is Brading. There we go. There we go, 25 mile per hour jump since we're on full parallel. Full series, not so bad. Full parallel, you really get that jolt in the train. Cut back on the power there again. Go 1 mile to go now, so really this stretch of track, it's not like it's far between stations, but down to speed limit 45, that's a couple minutes to travel. From Brading, where it gets relatively compressed in terms of station numbers and distance, it gets a little bit quicker between stop and stop. So Shanklin to Brading, you got about 1.5 miles per station. Even to Smallbridge Junction again, 1.5 miles, 2 miles per station. And then between Smallbridge Junction and Ryde Pier Head, so you've got the 3 rides, Pier Head, Esplanade and St John's. The distance between those 3 are minute compared to the rest of the island line. And ultimately, there's really just not too much going on. It's a quiet, small, peaceful island. The majority of it operated by bus rather than train. As I said last time, there are plans to potentially expand the island line, but for no major reason really. Because buses serve the majority of it. Trains really just vanity projects really. Welcome to Brading. Brading's quite an easy one to judge. You kind of stop where the roof canopy is. Door unlocked. Unlock left. And there you go, passenger now entering the train. It's actually not looking too bad right now. Relatively full inside. Got plenty of passengers throughout the train. I do like the mix of traverse and side-on seating. I always prefer traverse seating myself. Whenever I get a chance to sit on the train with traverse, always go traverse. I'm like one of the few people who actually enjoy sitting against the direction of travel. Have your back towards the direction you are heading. I don't know, something more peaceful about seeing just the whole world going past behind you rather than in front of you. And it's more relaxed as well during the braking acceleration of trains. Especially during braking, you're forced into the seats, and therefore there's something about it I quite like. Right, lock the doors, let's get ready to depart. Brakes off. Full series. 20 mile per hour speed limit now, so things start to slow down a little bit. Didn't see a whistle board for that one. Okay, up to 40 now. A little bit hot on the speed there, but not too bad for us. And with these trains with this route, there's no real AWS, there's no real speed check. I presume drivers on this line don't commonly speed or anything like that, but something that really stops them from doing so. No safety systems, no AWS, no track protection system, it's just you, three rails of track, and a lonesome electric train. One driver, one guard, that's all you need to operate the island line. Stations unstaffed. It's all peaceful here. I wonder how many guards and drivers do they have employed on the island line? I mean, to run 2 trains, perhaps 4 drivers, 4 guards. Any more than that, drivers are not doing... well, yeah, you're not really doing too much at all. Can't imagine the island's railway being too heavily staffed. Perhaps the odd customer service station as well during like busy event days. A few people to line the platform. Yeah, that's about it really. Up to 45 now, speed limit jumps up. And then 45 is the maximum speed of the Isle of Wight. One mile to go now till Smoothbrook Junction. Yeah, something really, I don't know, it's just charming about seeing a small 2-car train operating a small island. Single track, out in the rural nowhere. There's just a little charm to it. It's unusual. Actually, I wouldn't say it's unusual. Well, for an electric train perhaps, but I mean, you get like a 2-car rail car. I mean, diesel rail cars, they are relatively common around the world. But an electric rail car? Not so much. Yeah, there is a charm to it. Very peaceful, very relaxed. Get ready to slow down to 30 now. Oh, perhaps the steam train just recently pulled in. It's quite a fair few passengers right now lined up for Smallbrook. Oh, the braking there, not super great right there. You can hear the brake blocks really scratching against the train. Right, unlock the left. Give passengers a few moments to make their change. And yeah, steam railway. Again, not too much going on here right now. Single track as per usual. Presumably trains will pull in, disconnect from the carriages, do a run around, so head to the starting over here, turn around, pull to the other side, and then come back onto the front of the train before returning back to the rest of the island. Small but quaint setup. And I think quaint is the perfect way to describe this really. I mean, just look at the scene. Electric train, electric lighting, on an old 50s style wooden platform, on infrastructure built in like the 1900s. I do enjoy the sim. It's one of the few ways you can re-travel the world now, especially in this COVID-19 times. Right, speed limit 30. Let's get going. So back onto the double track again, and should remain doubled the remainder of the journey now. Next station, Ryde St John's Road. Whistle sounded. Down to 20 miles per hour just after the next station. Track's clear. Continue on. Let's start slowing down now. So again, Ryde St John's, where the island line is kind of situated, kind of based. And to the right hand side you've got all the depots, all the works. Train halts. Doors unlock. Unlock lefts. Quite interesting business tax. You've got the train on the racetrack, and then goes into the well, to the racetrack there. And you've got the standard drop bit here as well, where people can go underneath and operate underneath as well. But yeah, very basic facilities. It does what it needs to. Keeps trains running. Over here, got a few, well, Victorian style lock up here. You've got a former track which no longer exists. You've got a track here which does still exist. And so at some point in the past there would have been another set of points that go into that door. Another siding over here. There's the store train outside, and yeah, keeps all 4 trains running nick. Lock lefts. And then a slow pull away. There you go, signal's green. Back to full parallel. Right, 20 miles per hour now. Just about to enter the tunnel now, goes underneath Ryde itself. Through the tunnel, stop at Esplanade, and then rise the 200 or so yards down to Pier Head. A little bit of braking, so we're going downhill now. It's time to lose speed slightly. At 1.5%, this is the steepest gradient to the line. And there you go, shallows down again as we now enter the tunnel. Powering, going uphill now. We shall stick to the left-hand track. And for the most part, the right-hand track, past this point, is now pretty much abandoned. Unless service works require you to use the other platform, use the other track. 19 times out of 20, we're putting into the townside station, not the beach side. You can even see the platform there, run down, overgrown, not much going on really. Right, train to a halt. Look, stall unlocked. Unlock lefts. You can see the sun pretty much now below the horizon there. The sun is below the horizon, it's got the reflection though, still kind of peeking through. The dual lines track, end of the pit, and also it is possible for you to walk down the pit. So if you were to exit the station, walk out to the main road here, you can follow the pavements and follow that down to the other end of the road. So it's possible to walk down that pit if you really wanted to. We've got this over here, which I'm not quite sure what it is. It's just a 9 girder, not track, nothing special. Yeah, it's just a 9 girder. More support beams, potentially for a form of pier, in fact. Looks like at one point they may have had like wooden boarding on top of that. More places for people to walk. Because yeah, this is a newer structure, you can tell. And by new, I mean still Victorian time, but sounds a bit more well maintained. Right, lock the doors. Lock that. Brakes off. And let's get going. Power off, 20 miles per hour. Ever so slight uphill climb, but for the most part this is steady and level. Slowly we get as close to mainland England as the Iron Line ever gets. That's 15. Nice and slowly. Train to a halt. Unlock the rights. And prepare the cab for a shutdown, so headlights off, instrument lights off, reverser off and removed. Stick the master key off and removed. Brakes into Westinghouse hold. That stays in the off position. And then the brakes down to 30. And then scroll the rest of the way. Yeah, it's an ancient braking system this, but a lot of fun. Very nicely modelled indeed. Right, let's jump out the cab. And at this point, prepare the train for the return journey back to Shanklin. Lock doors, we shall do that from the guard panel. And there we have it. So overall a 30-minute, 27-second drive. Level 29 on the character. Isle of Wight's level 6. Level 5 on the 483. And overall, again, a more than satisfactory journey. That's, there you go, 4,000, only 4,530. I think this was Ron Mezel. Perhaps the stopping accuracy may have caused a few points there, but interesting that. Only a bronze. A very substandard drive day even. Anyways, that was that. So that's second mission, Northbound at Nights. That was Train Sim Mod Island Line, Isle of Wight. And yeah, bring things to an end. So tomorrow, we're back with Engineering Interruption. So third scenario of the Island Line. That'll be 3 of 5. Otherwise, thank you for watching. You take care of yourselves. I shall see you again in the very near future. Take care and goodbye.